Hit the link at the bottom of the screen to check out the entire show. Keep cashing. Go get him, Maxie. Come on, Maxie. Take us home, Maxie. We move on. Okay, Max, your final game on the card here. Back to the ACC, a beauty in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Syracuse Orange, 7-2, 1-1 in conference. At North Carolina Tar Heels, 7-4, 2-2 in conference. Dean E. Smith Center, we go. We have North Carolina as 3.5-point favorites here at Circa. This total at 143.5. Syracuse has won 4 or 5. They're coming off a 74-69 win at home over Georgetown. As 10-point favorites, they got up 43-30 and then struggled to get home, took their foot off the gas, were outscored 39-31 in the second half. They have strong shooters. Gerard and Boeheim went 6 of 10 from 3 in that win. They have 3 players averaging 15-plus in Quincy Guerrier, Alan Griffin, and the aforementioned Buddy Boeheim. North Carolina's won back-to-back very tight games. They beat Notre Dame at home 66-65, and they followed that up with a 67-65 win at Miami. That was a game that Max cashed on. He was on Miami. He had 3.5, I believe. I believe he got 3.5 because when I tailed, I think I only got 3, and I was fortunate enough to cash as well. They have length and athleticism, but weak shooting. And do they ever have length? Let's talk about a few of them quickly. 6'11 sophomore Armando Baycott. He's averaging 11 points, 7.6 boards in just 22.6 minutes. They have 6'10 senior Garrison Brooks, averaging 10.2 points, 7.7 boards. 6'11 freshman Dayron Sharp, averaging 9.8 boards, 8.3 boards. That is a lot of length in their front court. But they hit just 41.9% from the field, 30.4% from 3, and 67.6% from the foul line. Max, take it away, Syracuse, North Carolina.
Jim, when I think about this game and I had to decide on what games to send you this evening, I chose this game because it reminded me of a sandwich I ate the other day. It had lettuce, it had tomato, it had turkey, and it had one of my favorite sandwich items, microwave bacon. And that is what I think that this game is. It's microwave bacon. It's yum, 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 delicious. Because there's so many competing factors that are playing against each other. And really, you have options and positives for all 4 sides of the total and spread in this game. When I watch this UNC team, they leave a lot to desire. I think that with the recruits that Coach Williams brought in, just haven't worked out, aside from basically Kerwin Walton. I think that with UNC, this is a team that is probably at its best when they're playing games that are under 140. And to win, they need to win the 3-point battle. They need to win the free throw battle. They're going to win the battle on the offensive glass. The only issue is, can they lock down the 3-point line? And against the Syracuse offense, that's a tough pill to swallow, because you got Alan Griffin. Alan Griffin has come into this lineup, and he has been exactly what the doctor needed and ordered. Elijah Hughes left a year early. Coach Boeheim went onto the market and got himself a goddamn good replacement, and he's been fantastic. So it's a shame that he left Illinois, because he probably would have been even more useful and in a better system offensively. What Syracuse needs to do is they need to hit a lot of threes. You already mentioned Boeheim and Gerard. Throw Griffin in there also. And they need to avoid fouling versus big front court, because what they don't have right now without Sabiti in the lineup and now with John Anselm on the injury list is that they don't have a ton of size and depth like they thought they would at the beginning of the season. With our fellow Canadian possible Defensive Player of the Year candidate, Quincy Greer, he's going to have to play bigger. He's going to have to play strong, and he's going to be going up against a multitude of different guys that can really give him some trouble. Luckily enough, they are playing in the zone, and they just cannot lose on the glass, because if they lose on the glass by a large margin, it's going to be like the Pitt game. And that's what I'm worried about this being reminiscent of. With Syracuse, they played better defense at home and been better scoring from the perimeter on the road. Excuse me. With Syracuse, I view them as having about a 4-point first half advantage. With their 3-point defense, it's not really going to play a big factor tonight. But against the likes of Leaky Black and Kerwin Walton, who were able to shoot over the zone, it's going to definitely have to be effective. What you have to avoid doing with North Carolina, like I said earlier in my analysis, is avoid putting them on the free throw line. If North Carolina is beating you on the free throw line and they have a volume and make advantage, you're probably losing this game. With UNC, if they don't get good ball distribution and get these guys moving and not standing around, you're going to see some very stagnant offense, some scoring droughts, and possibly some very unexpected scoring margins. At the end of the day, I do think that this UNC team were able to find some 3-point shooting against Miami, and that was from Leaky Black and Kerwin Walton. I think that is what is going to be needed to carry over in this game. When I look at this UNC team, we've seen Garrison Brooks have success against the zone. You're not going to have as much size as you're accustomed to, so you're not going to have the length and the ability to cover that much more of the zone. I think personally that UNC has a good shot of winning the game. I don't like them at 3.5 or 4. If you twisted my arm, I would take Syracuse. But for the show, I'm going to take the over. I'm going to say that UNC gets inspired by getting to play Syracuse's zone. They've been dominant. It's been the antidote to some of the misadventures that this Roy Williams coaching staff has taken this program in recent years. And let's be frank here. If Syracuse hits maybe, 33 to maybe 35% from the 3-point line in this game, I think that would be enough. They have good slashers. They have guys that can get to the free throw line. I think there'll be a good deal of scoring with the clock stopped. And with two teams that both hit 70+% of their free throws, I got no problem with the over here, even though we've seen UNC be a very bad over team.
143.5 is available at circa -110. That is up to 144.5 at Bet365, and over at FanDuel, it's also 143.5, but it is juiced to the over at -114. So the best we can get you is that -110 over 143.5 at Circa Sports. And that concludes Max's card for Tuesday, January 12th. Our Maxwell Smart coming off a 10-2 day. 10-2 plus 8.07 units.